Right, hi everyone. So, welcome to my channel. Welcome to our channel. My name's Claire, not Crystal. And yeah, let's just get into this. So, everything I do is channeling. Everything I do is channeling, healing energy. And this is a twin flame channel. So, it's about empowering your divine feminine energy within you, your divine masculine energy within you, and it therefore helps whoever you're in a twin flame dynamic with as well. Right, so you might see, or if you haven't, if you go and look at the community tab, right, like I fell asleep last night and they were, that sounded weird the way I said it, but as I was falling asleep, I was clearly being like told that I needed to post that video that I've now posted, right? So that does happen every now and again, that they'll just really show me it, and it's because if you yourself aren't being led to it, which let's face it, a lot of you won't realise that, like whether you're like, if you're new, you might not realise that everything's timeless, and but even if you're like, you've been around here a long time, you just might not think to do it because it's yeah, do you know what I mean? It's like, I only do that if I'm really strongly guided, like, you know, like I wouldn't go looking for it, but it would be like something might come my way on my timeline, or and basically what I'm saying is I don't poo-poo it because it's like from a year ago or 3 months ago or whatever. Like I do know that that is the way that this works. So, but it's definitely the way with the stuff that I channel, that it's, you know, it is wise that if you're, you know, if you're at a kind of a loose end and you're looking for guidance. But again, it's like, do you mean, don't make things fit if it's not yours? Because what I'm going to say is that one, I do remember channeling that, and like I said, it was way back then, the April there, and it was heavy, like it was heavy energy at the time. And April, April is heavy energy anyway, but it's just like I said, it blows my mind because I mentioned September, October in it, and think about it, if I'm channeling that in April, that's a while away from then, but it's like now it isn't. So if some of it is ringing true, like keep that in mind, that although I'm saying, mentioning the astrology at the time, that's actually upcoming. Like the eclipse season is upcoming, September, October is upcoming. So, and really, like I said, some of this could even happen sooner than whatever it's saying, but and it could be also, so it's past, present, future energy, right? So that could be your story, but you might have just moved through that already, and so maybe you're healing the trauma from being, yeah, because now I'm starting to stutter, and it's like from being around people like that, and you're healing yourself from it, or like I said, you could still be in it. And the thing is, like, this is what's kind of crazy, is like I've worked with people over the years that it's like, well, basically you could be in it and you might not be able to see it. Like, but again, I do feel with that one, because it was so strong, I think it would ring true. But I'm just going to trust that whoever it is that needed to see that will see it. So, like I said, if you can watch it, I mean, it's wise, just it's not a long one. I think it was 25 minutes, because just to see whether it is yours or not. But if you do end up liking it, if you could like it, because that does help the channel. And like I said, it just feels, like I said, I know I'm being really serious, but it does just feel like somebody really needs that. It could just be the last piece of the puzzle that helps somebody wake up to getting away from people like that. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, it's, you know, when I was watching it as well, it's like, just so that people understand that the karmic energies around you, it might not be like your, you know, friends. If that's your friends, fucking hell, get a new set. But it might not be your friends, like your family. It could be like your karmic partner's friends, family giving you a hard time or something. But it's whatever it is. It's going to be different combinations of different people, because unfortunately I have worked with people where it is their actual close loved ones around them, and they don't see it until they're meant to. And a lot of you watching this will be like, yeah, I know, because that was me. Right, okay, so I'm shuffling these ones. So I'm going to doing a roommate card every day just now. And again, you know, it's, people are being revealed, because that was a video that I done yesterday, because we're in the Lionsgate portal and it's a powerful, powerful energy, and to be honest, it's shining light on the darkness. And yeah, where the transits are in my chart right now in an Aries moon, because I'm an Aries sun and Venus and different parts of my chart, that is what, you know, with all my Scorpio energy, that's what I'm here to do, is shed light on the darkness. And so I'm really specifically asking, can you give us the current energy of right now for someone? So again, everything is timeless, but you hear me asking, I'm asking for the current energy of someone out there. And yeah, basically whoever was going to resonate with that story, even if it's just some of the bits, but the current energy of somebody that needs help. And what else was I going to say? Yeah, so let's just see what comes up. So what was the current energy? And I want it to be linking into that one that I've just posted. I wish you were here with me. I wish I could give you more. Silent treatment. I mean, it's quite interesting because silent treatment is something that, like, let's face it, that happens in the twin flame journey with your twin flame. But ghosting and silent treatment and stuff, it's, again, it is I get onto this whenever they get, like, quite a lot, really, is a bit, like, it's complicated because some people ghost because they're just overwhelmed and they're processing. And how long it takes somebody to process is different from the next. Some people can process things a few weeks, some people months, sometimes years. So it's really not an exact sort of science there. A bit like everything that I do, mediumship and channeling and everything, it's yeah, so there's that. But also there can be the type of silent treatment where it's quite abusive. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could have people around you that give you the silent treatment to punish you. And therefore, so what they're saying to me is, like, if somebody does that to you, then it's quite understandable that then, without meaning it, like unconsciously, you could do that to others as well. I mean, that's complicated, but I'm getting that. But whatever it is, it's like, I wish you were here with me. I wish I could give you more. You make me nervous. I didn't mean what I said. So reading between the lines here, there might be words that were exchanged that someone's now regretting, and you might not be talking, so you could have fallen out with this person. And I've just been, I knew that was going to come in. So, like, when I went to bed last night, I just felt really drawn to watch that train wreck film again. I can't fucking tell you how many times I've watched it. Honestly, I feel that's one of my favourites now. But if you haven't heard me channel about that when I caught it at the start of the year there, it's just brilliant. It is fucking hilarious. If you're a prude, don't watch it, because there's lots of just an acquired taste of humour and sex and all that in it, but it's really funny. But it's really touching as well. So that's what I love films that I've got about everything. But anyway, so one of the sort of poignant bits in it, it is like, and I channeled about this before, but they're having an argument, and she basically pushes him away, and she says something really nasty, and then, but he's been really patient, understanding, and you know, he can just see what she's all about, like, and but she pushes him too far, and he's like, right, I'm done, you know, I'm out, and he just kind of walks away. And then after she game faces it, after she's been really nasty, as soon as he shuts the door, like, she bursts out crying. But then, like, almost right away after she started crying, you see her then dancing in the club, getting pissed, and then getting it on with someone else. And I mean, watch it, because that's the part of the film that I found that film at, and I was like, what in the fuck is this? But I was so glad that I found it from the start again, recorded it, because it's just brilliant. But yeah, anyway, the point is like, that's a coping mechanism. Do you know what I mean? Because actually, she didn't mean what she said. It hurt her when she said that, and then, you know, they both. And it's really, like I said, it is. It's as funny as it is. I just feel it's got loads of amazing things in it for the teaching purposes of all the stuff I talk about, because it has got things like, yeah, it's got loads of karmic people in it. Like, basically, like, our boss is, like, the boss is hilarious in it, but again, a fucking horrible person. But they put across a horrible person really funny, but yeah, she's just awful. Like, there's a bit in the film where somebody dies, and it's like, she's like, kind of like, right, she says to the person that's connected to the person that died, she's like, are we still talking about this? I'm over it. It was sad, but I'm over it. But it's like, it's not our family member, it's the person who's, I mean, and that's, like I said, that is, I don't even usually use the word awful, but it is, that's fucking terrible, isn't it? But it's, you tough to see the film and know what's, like, basically the woman's got no empathy, and, very narcissistic, and so, but that actually, the main character has just been completely manipulated by this woman, and, like, to do whatever she wants, because it's like, well, it's her boss. Which again, oh god, I've seen enough of that in my time. Fuck, some of the nurseries I worked in, horrible situations where you've got a whole load of younger people working there, and some older narcissistic bully that a lot of younger naive people cannot see through. Do you know what I mean? They look up to someone and they just, I couldn't stand it. And honestly, that's like too many. That is too many places that I've worked in, and it's, I used to, there would be friction because I would be able to see what was happening, and others wouldn't. But they did eventually see through people, I think. But anyway, moving on. But it does mean something. It does mean something, because it was like the manipulation was able to go on. And then when I came into this environment, I'm like, you do realise what that person's doing to you? Like, they're totally manipulating you. And it was like, and the people didn't before. But again, maybe it's because so many people had been around others in their life that done it. So, anyway, right, what else do you need to know about this? Because I feel like I can be my true self around it. Yeah, so there is something in this, isn't it? Because I'm mentioning that film, and so I was mentioning that about the silent treatment, because that's what it reminded me of. Like, they go silent on each other, but you see them both missing each other. Like, they look lost. Like, they're both at cafes on their own, and, visiting the same places that they were together on their own. Like, basically, they're both missing each other, but it's needed. So it reminds you of a twin flame separation, because, like, I think it's meant, I don't know if it's meant to be that they're apart like 3 months in the film or 6 months, but it won't be any longer than kind of that period of time. But whatever it is, it's enough for her to, she starts throwing away the drink bottles and that, because she had a drink problem, and she starts journaling and that. She just starts kind of looking inward, doing the shadow work, looking at the things that she needs to look at for her, not just for that relationship, like for her, and yeah, and then yeah, you can watch it, you can, but it's like, that's what it's like in that film. Like, she's not being her real self, like, she's making out she's this party girl, and but really she just wants to be loved. And again, I just feel there's so much truth in that for a lot of people, and I'm afraid of losing you. Yeah, and you see why they've made me, it never fails to fascinate me. That's why they've made me watch that film last night, because it's like they were saying to me as I was watching it, they were just really stressing that it's like, in the time apart, all the growth that happens for both people, which obviously I know, but I don't know, it was like I got something different from it. I get something different from every time I watch it, as well as I laugh, but that's why I watch the same films. Look, and then the one that was round the wrong way there was Higher Heart Opening Compassion. Okay, so I don't want to pull any more of them just now, because that's quite a lot. So different bits will make sense to different people. So where is the feminine energy in this? Receiving cosmic intelligence, divine creativity, and there's the 10th of October again. So that's interesting, because I was going to mention 1010 and I didn't say it, but it's in that other one, and divine masculine king. So again, that was on the divine feminine side though. So I do kind of feel it's like the feminine is receiving cosmic intelligence or downloads about the divine masculine, or that you're a divine feminine that is standing in your strength, protecting your boundaries, taking action where you need to. Right, where's the masculine? Oh, look at this. Fucking hell. See, and it's quite interesting because it's really, I mean, not really early, but it's quite early for me to be doing this. What time is it? It's only 11:15 on a Sunday. And it's like, but I just felt guided to do it because it's an Aries moon. I've got loads of energy, and if I'm tired later, do you know what I mean? I'm just going to do it now. But it's like this card keeps coming out for the masculine, like seeing beyond the illusions, changing their perception about something. And notice the synchronicity of I just said I was looking at the film, I was getting something different from that film last night. You know what I mean? Like, it's because I think when I watched it the first time, I'm like, oh, that's such a shame that like he really understands her, and then they spend that time apart, and it's like, but it's because the separation serves a purpose. Like Nathan says, you know, divine separation. It is divine. It's a divine connection, and it's a divine separation that you're meant to learn and heal in. Oh my God. Look at that. Fucking hell. So the divine feminine has the divine masculine, and the divine masculine has the divine feminine. And there's the 8-8 portal, which is now a few days away. Yeah, so like, well, I did ask for real-time energy, so whoever this is going to resonate with, it's like, it really does feel like that. It's like, I'm getting, it's like there's just such an awareness of, I feel it's just such an awareness of your twin being around you. And I know that that is part of the twin flame journey anyway, but I feel like in a really, really close way. I can't really explain that. I don't even really know how to explain what I mean. So I feel with me not being, I mean, when does that happen? But I feel like with me not being able to even explain what I mean, it's too big for words. It's like, but also when a divine masculine energy, regardless of gender, gets a divine feminine, I feel this is like you're awakening to your feelings. My nails are getting so long. I'm waiting to see like how long I can actually keep them that long. Yeah. But it's like, again, like I said, the feminine's got the masculine on the mind, the masculine's got the feminine on the mind. And it's quite interesting because, again, like, you know, on a weekend I try not to really, it's not like I don't touch my cards, but other than when I've said to myself I'm going to do a card every day for, like, you know, Lionsgate portal, I try not to, like, I just shut the door on the cards and I put them all in the office. But, like, today I did, like, just get up and pull cards for myself, and I did pull the exact same cards for me and my twin. So that, you know what I mean, that was interesting, like just basically being on the same page. And but those that know, like whenever I actually get guided to do that on here, I always pull the same card, like, you know, mirror in or the exact same cards. Yeah, look, karmic purge as well. It's like that's what's happening for many people as well. It's like, well, actually, that sounds pretty brutal, doesn't it? The karmic purge. It's like, I feel it's like the karmics are being purged. Like, it's like they're being shown. Whoever the karmic energy is in your life, they're oh my God, you're not going to believe this, but the karmic card just fell on the floor when I said that. I was trying to pick it up and it fell on the floor. Do you know what? We're going to fucking leave it, because those cards, no, we're not. I'm going to put them up. They're all over the floor. And I got a bit, I don't like the word lazy, but I did get it. I'm looking at love and divine timing, happiness. Let's shuffle these and see what comes out. I think I need to go to the other side of the table now. But yeah, as I said, karmic. I touched the karmic card and it fell on the floor. Right, let's see. So that means something. The karmic's on the floor. Missing you. Ghosting. Oh, so there is a theme here. So there's something here about someone that's ghosting you is missing you and yearning for you. If it's yours, because remember, it's not everyone's. But again, they might not, you might not even believe this. It depends really on, yeah, you might not even believe it, because in that film, it doesn't look like it, because, you know, she goes out and gets pissed and but that's what's quite sad actually, because although it's a really funny scene, it's like, the person's just like to her, she says, oh, I'm going to get home, I'm going to go home, and she's really drunk, they're both drunk, and he's like, okay, do you want to leave? And she's like, yeah, okay, we can leave. And, and that's what I mean about that. Somebody that's actually really vulnerable because they're drunk and she doesn't even like this person. I mean, because I won't spoil it, but it's hilarious. But it's like, she doesn't even like the person that says it to her. It's just anything to get her away from thinking about the guy that she likes. So again, you can change the genders here, but it's like, that's when you don't love yourself, you know what I mean? It's like, look, seeking reassurance. It reminds you of, it does remind me of, like, if say you've just been dumped or something, or you've been rejected, or you've been, if you find out somebody's cheated on you or something, it is quite common that people will go out there and like hook up, that whole sort of, you got to get under someone to get over someone. A lot of people will just go out there like on a night out and get drunk and pull someone because it helps their self-esteem that, like, oh, I'm still wanted by someone. Or because it's Venus retrograde, you could find yourself in any retrograde actually, like, going back to an ex because, if you do, it makes sense. If you've just been rejected by someone, you want to feel wanted, but again, it's usually not the right thing to do because it's not actually going to help you feel better. And like I said, it might make you feel better in the moment, the throes of passion or whatever, but the next day you're still going to be missing the person that it's complicated because, yeah, I really do feel it's like, yeah, I just feel I'm tapping into people that have, like, either, if this is current energy or past energy, it's like when you're trying to release yourself from something you know is unhealthy, got someone's manipulating, got a toxic hold over you. And so this is important too. This is why a lot of people's twins as well will keep their distance until they're out of that, because this is the thing, like, even when people finish something like that, there's still a yo-yo effect of going back to these things because it's like you're under somebody's fun, you're being manipulated, they're like I always say, they're yanking your chain, you know what I mean? And I've been there, like I said, it reminds me of my first and only boyfriend that put me off of another one. It's it's just always the promise that something's going to happen in the future, until you wake up and you're like, what in the fuck am I allowing myself to be in? Right, so why am I talking about this? What is this? Heartbreak, there we go. I mean, is that not what I was just describing there? Intense sadness, grieving, loss, separation, regrets, betrayal, crying, mourning. So again, it'll be different for different people, but this can be someone who's heartbroken over a karmic situation ending, and it can be the heartbroken as in knowing it's not right for you, but being heartbroken that, like, yet again another relationship hasn't worked out, or somebody's heart broke your heart in a similar way that someone else has. Love letter, written communication of feelings, expressing heartfelt truths, reaching out, missing you. So yeah, I really do feel it's like whoever it is that's been healing their heart of something, you'll be hearing from them when it's the right time. Taking alone time, problem solving, depression, isolation, hermit, sadness, wound, shadow work. Again, so someone could have been in their man cave or their woman cave, and I did, I did mention, like, there's a funeral in that film, so it could even be like actual grief of somebody that's passed away. I mean, that's not going to be for everyone, so sorry if that is relevant for someone too, or it's just grieving somebody that died a long time ago. But like I said, when the feelings surface that have been pushed down about love or anything, feelings can surface about grief. And again, but nobody that I ever catch in the twin flame community, like I said, which I don't even really feel a part of it because I do my own thing, but talk about that. But why would they? Do you know what I mean? Unless they're kind of interested or they do similar kind of work to me, they're not going to be. So that's, maybe I'm the person that's here to enlighten you about that is a thing, if you didn't know that. I'm sure lots of you do though. Need to make a decision, unsure, dilemma, third party, love, peace, fear, burying the head and that. Yeah, you see, this is what it is. Someone's been at a crossroads, third party. But I just saw social media about watching and unconditional love and relationship, self-respect. Wait a minute. It doesn't say, yeah, self-love, respect, nurturing, compassion, empathy, happy relationship. But it's like they want that. courage, strength, leap of faith, doing what's right, bravery, confidence, going for it, protector, stability, development. Right, I'm not going to pull any more because it just gets a bit too many. Right, let's pull one from one of the Russian roulette decks. Remember, this is a mixed bag, so brace yourself. It might not be one you want to hear. What does this person's twin want to say to whoever's connecting with this? You make me feel absolutely incredible. So they might not say they might not say it like that. So however they would say it, but it's like if they're reflecting on times that you spent together before, which actually they're showing me that film again, that is what that guy makes that girl feel amazing, you know. Like actually valuing her for her rather than, you know, she was just sleeping with loads of random people. And I know we've shared many past lives together. I'm so sorry I've been foolish and taken you for granted. I regret hurting you. Yeah, and I do feel that is very current for many twins as well. And I'm afraid that you're making... Oh, that's the one that always makes me sad. I'm afraid that you're making fun of me to your friends. And again, you see, it's like... Yeah, I'm so grateful for all that I've learned from you and our connection. Thank you. So again, I feel like, again, I don't want to pull too many of them again, but it's like I feel this person's going to come forward and just share what's going to be going on with them, and it feels like quite a mixed bag here. And again, if it's not a recent connection that someone's come out of, it's just the healing that they've been doing from whatever it is they went through in the past. Right, let's now pull this one. I think that kind of does feel similar to the other. Not so much. I was thinking maybe the cards might come out about... Well, no, it kind of is, isn't it? Anyway, it is. Wait a minute. Here's that. Oh, no, wait a minute. It's because it's this deck. Because there's a card that's like got loads of stuff about karmic energies and that. Is there anything else we need to know related to that other one? Or maybe it just isn't connected to the other one, but I felt like it. Abandon people to make myself feel more important. That's what happens in that film. Destiny is taking us down different paths. Friends, there we go. I knew it was going to come out. So again, and it's not as if I've pulled the whole deck, you know what I mean? And there's the social media thing again. I check on you from afar. Friends or family disapprove of this connection. So it is the same energy as the other one. And that was only 3 cards I pulled there. Do you know what I mean? So again, it's like negative influences from people around someone. Like you know, just abandon people to make yourself feel more important. Because in the film, it's... Yeah, look, I just shuffled and that came out again. It's from the dad, you know, like in that film, it's the dad. She's so influenced by what he says that even though it looks like she's not taking on board the negative comments, it is. Like, because you really look up to... If this is the thing, even if you know your mum or your dad hasn't got good advice, everyone does take on board what their mum and dad says. And it can be very hard to shake that off. That's why I always say all the time about therapy, because that's when you really sort of work out your own thoughts and feelings about things, and boundaries. I have sexual fantasies about you. Oh God, that's a bit much, but we'll take them. I feel empty without you. I love you. You're always on my mind. You're always on my mind. You make me want to be a better person. That fits with the other card. And I feel terrible for hurting you. And I wish I could take it back. So there's 2 cards about regretting and wishing they could take something back. And reminiscing, that's the Venus retrograde. We've also got this was just a fling. And I need time. And I'm afraid of commitment. So there's there's really mixed messages. I can see myself with you in the future. So maybe like if this is real time too, it might just be someone just isn't ready for something right now. And that's like that film too. It's like, you know, it's frustrating because you're like, oh my God, they're totally in love and like he's really amazing for her, and you can see he's gonna help her change her own life. But the point is, she has to do it herself. Do you know what I mean? Like she spends that time away from him, and yeah, in the film it's only a matter of months, but she has to do that so that she does it for herself and that she doesn't do it for the guy. Do you know what I mean? Although she will be thinking she's doing it for the guy. But actually, you know, you can tell she does it for herself. You know, she gets herself in a good place. And it's like, and then when she, you know, goes to tell him how she feels, it's not that like, oh, she's healed and everything sorted. Like, you know, you can tell she's like, you know, I wanted to, basically the point is she's like, I want to try. Whereas before it's like she wouldn't even try, because there's a whole thing in the film about when she's lashing out at him, he loses his cool and he says, you know, if you don't try, you can't fail. Do you know? And I think there's loads of people can resonate with that, whether it be about love or anything else. You know, it all stems from fear. And anyway, if you watch the film, you'll see why she's like that. The dad has put her off being in committed, monogamous. That's the word. I always get that wrong. You know, relationships. Like he. Oh yeah, it is, because he repeats at the film as they're tiny wee kids. Monogamy isn't realistic, and so she grows up believing that. Anyway, right, what's the Rumi card? Interesting one today. It feels like it's bits and bobs are fucking all over the joint, so if it's yours, it's yours. But the Rumi card is oh, did this not come out? I don't know if this is the one I read the other day, but it did come out the other day. And then we've got, oh look, I just said that about Venus retrograde, and we've got Al-Uza, star of Venus. 26, so 26 and the 30th of August could be significant, because that's the numbers on the card. I don't know if this is the one I read. Whirling Goddess. That's why I like using the same deck for a month, because I like to see how many of the same cards keep coming up. Whirling Goddess, lose your head. That reminds me of that. Where's your head at? Where's your head at? Where's your head at? So again, where's your head at? Do you know what I mean? Where's your head at in your life right now? Do you know, like, you know, have you lost your head? That sounds, that in Love Island, they say I've lost my head when, like, their head has been turned to somebody else. Oh, that kind of is like this story, isn't it? It's like when somebody's been pulled away by temptation. Interesting. Right. Lose your head. Not a single thread that has a head can go through the eye of the needle. Come, my love, are you dizzy yet? If you can still find your feet, then that is okay with me. But if you can still find your head, then I will take issue. There is a great dance, but it cannot be danced with choreographed steps. There we go. No, this great dance demands a response rather than an initiation, a reaction rather than a direction. So let us dissemble and lose our heads to the great music, the rhythm held steady in our beating hearts. Our feet shall be moving whilst our minds inadequate to the task take the night off. I've just realised, right, see when I'm talking about the separation serving a purpose, that is really going to speak to some of you out there about you're ready now. So again, bit of a minefield out there, isn't it? But if you're not ready, you're going to know, right? If you're nowhere near sorting your shit out and doing the shadow work and healing yourself and all that, then just keep at it, right? But it's like, I feel like somebody's being too judgmental of themselves, critical of themselves, hard on themselves, and feeling like they have to get to a certain place before making contact with their twin. But this is definitely the feelings are good. It's basically like your guides and the divine God, whatever you call it, you know, spirit. Oh look, 33 minutes as well. It's like definitely a message to the divine masculine energies out there that are like questioning themselves, like, am I ready? Like, am I ready to try now? God, this is cheesy, but it's resonating. And I just picked up this deck, Morning Memory. Oh, I've not read the rest yet, but again, maybe it's like either somebody's getting, yeah, they're just, it's basically they're thinking about you when they wake up, they're thinking about you when they go to sleep. It's healing gift runs a destined course, the morning dawn, our inspired source. Meditate under the sun. Interesting. Abundance lies in the heart that allows, share more than expected, and see love come around. Offerings. But again, I feel it is about, there's no sacred light in the aura of an invisible life. Be bold in your skin, let your love dance in sight. Yeah, it does feel like, look, she's whirling goddess. It's like she's dancing. It does feel like it's time for you to come out the shadows now. So whoever that is, it's time for you to come out and dance and play, and that's the truth, because they guided me to that as well. Right, but it'll be unexpected because that's got the Aquarius sign on it. Expect unexpected. So I feel like you said it'll be unexpected for the twin, if that is you, but it'll also be unexpected for you if it's you, like when you take the action. So expect unexpected, I guess. There is somewhere you're meant to be. It is here now, in this moment. There's a gift right under your nose, a fragrant wine in your glass, gleaming red as the most precious rubies. To be here now, you must pass through the keyhole, but your head will tell you it's not possible unless the door is unlocked. Oh, look, that is fitting. And that's hilarious. I just pulled the door cards, and that was before I looked to see it was about a door. So this is definitely about the Lionsgate portal and a door opening. Basically, you're in a prime opportunity to walk through the door to your twin. For some people that are, and this is only for the divine masculines that have been on the fence about wondering whether they're ready or not, because the whole point of that film is that she's well aware she's got more work to do, but so's the guy. Do you know what I mean? Because they were both basically, well, actually, it's men though, isn't it? Because he wasn't reaching out to her, but it's like it's. But again, yeah, it would be as well because he didn't want to be rejected. But it's yeah, but basically, it's both of you have got work to do. But there's something here about the rest of the work is to be done together. So it's not for everyone, but it's for whoever that really speaks to. Right. Keyhole of that, locked door in the endless world beyond. Leave your mind to be in the struggles for a moment. Without you laying witness to it, your mind will become like the dog howling for his master's return, even as he steps out the front door. So again, that feels like a message too. You know, if you're the twin that is like not the runner, I don't like these words, but you know what I mean. If you're the one that is not been running away, you will have at some point, but you know you're not the one that runs away the most. You know, don't be like barking after them, being like it's time, it's ready. You know what I mean? Like in that film, she returned when she was ready to tell him how she feels and to be vulnerable because she'd never done that before. And it's the same with you and your twin. And this card just jumped out. Cleanse. Yeah, look, they're cleansing their energy. Your body, mind, soul are urging you to take time out for some much needed cleansing. Just as you wash your car, clean the house, tidy your office, your body also needs care and attention. It's time for some spiritual, emotional, and physical cleansing. Yeah, and in that film it does, because she's like been involved with so many different people, like that it's she feels like she needs to, you know, yeah, basically cleanse all over. Right, right, so frustrated temporarily, wait a minute, where did I get to here? Frustrated temporarily, he will chew on some shoes and fall asleep peacefully until his master returns. So leave your mind trusting, chewing a little, until you're truly through the keyhole when it can rest. Leave it be, instead come dance with me. This oracle brings you a message. You're at a point of growth where your mind can hold you back rather than urge you forward. Oh my god. That's fucking blown my mind, especially because it's Aries moon, and that is about, like, taking action. It's like, you know, somebody's mind, somebody's ego is trying to say you're not ready. Yeah, basically someone's mind is trying to say you're not ready, and actually you are, so you need to listen to your heart. Right. If you have, like so many, used your mind to support you to shore up your sense of self in the world and to gain a sense of certainty about how the world works, then this is no easy leap. Yeah. It'll seem as though you're being asked to pass through the keyhole. Of course, your mind will stop and argue for the reasons why the door should be opened instead of remaining closed, making the task seem so much harder than it needs to be. But this is the mind in resistance. Don't place too much stock in the claims that life should be other than it is. You're being asked to dance rather than understand, to lay the thoughts to rest and to come alive. Come alive, come alive. Greatest Showman. When the world and you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. Yeah, there is something about that. I've channeled that song loads of times for Twin Flames, and it's like, you know, well, it kind of to me feels like, you know, somebody going from a lack of passion and living a mundane, boring life to everything becoming a bit more magical, and it's like on the way to the twin flame, you know, like your dreams coming true kind of thing. It's the bravest, most trusting soul that dares to put the mind to one side and say, tonight we dance, my heart and I, in the great rousing music of the beloved beating heart, and I will not miss one step. and to awaken the next day and do that all over again and again and again. And I feel that's very like, you know, that card that said something in the morning, it's like, that is one of the things that I feel true twin flames could really resonate with, is it's the little things, isn't it? It's the wee things that matter, and it's like waking up with that person every morning is going to feel like a dream come true. Like, it's the same as going to sleep with them every night, feeling safe, you know, all of that, regardless of your gender, regardless of your divine feminine, divine masculine, like that, truly at the heart of it, is what everyone wants. Because I was doing a lot of work last night around, like, inner child healing, and, like, for the, basically, like, you know, that, I mean, it's hard to explain, but that is what, for the collective, it was like, I could just feel where people's inner childs were really reaching out, and where the adult self might not act the same or totally different. And that, I feel that's like that film too. So yeah, maybe you want to sit with yourself or do one of my journeys about the inner child, or, you know, anything that you're guided to, and really sort of ask yourself, ask your inner child what it needs right now. And a lot of the time, the reason why you're not taking action with something is because your inner child is scared. So you just have to talk to that part of you and nurture it and say, look, I know you're scared, but it's time to take the leap of faith now. With wherever it is you're being guided to do it. Like, don't let your mind and the wounded inner child part talk you out of it, basically. Because that's when we run away from things. Oh, and then look at the bit I've just got to. That was perfect timing. Look, you are ready. You see, sweet soul dancer. Look. And this is very Aries moon. It's very Leo sun Aries moon, actually, because that is totally about, like I said yesterday, taking passionate action, really. You're ready to live beyond what you know, to have it not matter if you don't understand how life can work itself out. And that is a big problem for divine masculine energies. You want to see every step, you know, but the step lights up as you take each step on the staircase. You know, you don't see the whole staircase. And how it could be that someone so normal and ordinary as you and I could also be so magnificent, wild and divine. The need for answers and plans, assurances and explanations is passing out of your world now. You're not to wait for permission, for explanation, or even for another dance partner, for I am already inviting you onto the great dance floor. You're to let go of any stigma around not knowing. When someone asks you what you're going to do next or how you're going to manage, you're given divine mandate. With relish reveal the truth. I do not know. Or I've not got a fucking clue, however you would say it. Know nothing and dance, sweet soul, for all will unveil itself to you in perfect harmony and timing. Your heart shall create the steps in response to the music of the spheres happening now, alive and spontaneous and free. This oracle brings you a special message. If there's an issue apparently unsolvable or unknowable in your life now, the divine is handling it. The divine is in the middle of working through the knot, unravelling it. Fear not, do the sacred ritual, and give yourself permission to take the night off from worry. Repeat this heavenly prescription daily as needed. And the sacred honouring ritual, if you'd like to listen up, is I give my heart permission to lead this dance. I give my mind some time off. No more worry or doubt, planning or resisting. Instead, I surrender. Instead, I open. Instead, I allow. And all unfolds with perfect divine timing and the miracle of grace. With Rumi as my sole witness, so be it. You've completed your honouring ritual. And also notice that when I picked the cards off the ground, so we'll shuffle them again, I saw divine timing and love, meaning that this love will come together in divine timing. And obviously, and that again is like that film. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's sad seeing these people, I mean, it's only a film, but you know, it's like sad seeing them being apart, missing each other. But it's just, the end of that film's fucking brilliant. It's the best bit, actually. And not just because you know, it's just, it's really good. Like I said, I do feel that's like one of my favourites now. Oh god, that nearly looks spiritual and oh my god. I was going to say it's like Russian roulette, but it's because I trust that the right cards will come out. That nearly went in the fire. So again, I'm now hearing Adele. Set fire to the rain. I can't sing. That doesn't sound like it at all, but yeah, set fire to the rain. Let it burn. Somebody's letting something burn. So I feel that's like karmic situations, like someone's letting something burn. and they're waking up to this spiritual connection. Spiritual connection, faith, God, deeper meaning, spirit guides, angels, protecting your relationship, spiritual awakening. It's some of the spiritual awakening. Getting in touch, expressing love, telling you their feelings, missing you and reaching out. So again, for anybody that doesn't kind of feel open to this person reaching out to you, which there will be some of you out there, because again, you will have been really, really hurt. Like, this is what happens on the twin flame journey. It's about being open that this person is massively changing. Like, they could appear drastically different. And also at the same time, they might not. Like in that film, you know, she's not a perfect person, he's not a perfect person. But she's going to him being like, I want to try. Where before it was like, she was running away. So, and then look at that. This is lovely. Peace is on the bottom, and love just keeps getting better. And peace and love letters also on the bottom. And roller coasters in reverse. That's what we want to see. Like, we don't want any more of these hot and cold karmic relationships where it might be hot one minute, but when it's bad, it's bad. Do you know what I mean? And I've been there in my life when it's like, when it's good, it's great, but when it's bad, it's fucking heartbreaking. You don't want to be there, right? Peace is where it's at. And if you do want to be in that, then that's just where you're at. But you deserve better. Serenity, harmony, happiness, calmness, stability, fulfillment, joy, deeply meaningful, happy relationship. Written communication of feelings, expressing heartfelt truths, reaching out, missing you. There's been a lot of cards about missing you. I do actually just want to go and get the tarot. Wait a minute. I just picked up this when I went through resolving conflict. That feels fitting. It's got empathy, love, compassion, understanding. Right, so where is this feminine at in the physical, conscious mind, subconscious, or whatever it is I say? You know, but when I say whatever it is I say, I just mean it doesn't necessarily need to be that, but that. Right, I feel it's like the feminine is, again, it's like the message I just got with that right away is it's like, because that to me is always like, you know, it's like masculine energies, learning, you know, awakening, watching. It's like, because it's in reverse, it's like the feminine's kind of like, ready for that conflict to be resolved now, wherever there was, and like, and maybe feeling a bit out of balance actually, because that's in reverse. God, fucking hell. And what's masculine got? Talking themselves out in the beginning, sharing their feelings. That's what I'm getting from that. Again, I'm just saying exactly what pops up in my mind when I'm seeing it, because this is a fool. That's about taking a leap of faith. And look, the whole reading has been about, you're ready, it's time to take a leap of faith, isn't it? So like, this does fit. I'm glad I went through to get them actually, because it's like, that fits. It's like, if you're a divine masculine, you're telling yourself you're not ready. It's not time. You're not ready for this connection. It's not time. I'm still in a bad place, you know. But it's kind of like, that's why they got me to watch that film last night. She's still not got her shit together, but neither's the guy. Like, basically nobody has. And then actually today, if you look at the feminine's card, it's like, that actually to me feels like frustration. It's like, it's like the feminine kind of is ready for this to come together now. Again, the feminine's been there for quite a while, but it's like actually needing to talk, you know what I mean? Because they're feeling so out of balance. But the masculine's like, I'm not ready to talk and I don't want to share my feelings, you know what I mean? But again, also, I'm taking that as like reluctant to have a new beginning because of manipulative women that they've been around. Or if you're a man, wait a minute, if you're a divine masculine woman that's had manipulative men, take it there. Or if you're same sex, basically any manipulative woman in your life, basically. Even though they know that their feminine isn't that, it's like there's like a subconscious fear of it because you've had manipulative women around you. But we're going to leave it on all of this loveliness. Spiritual awakening, love call, peace, happy relationship, missing you expressing heartfelt truths, because Aries is about the truth. It's just, this truth isn't butterflies and rainbows, the whole lot of it, is it? Because, you know, the first half is a lot of pain, so keep looking up, there may be a rainbow waiting for you. Right, please like, comment, subscribe, and like I said, if you do watch the other one, even if you, like, listen, even if you don't need to use your phone, right, and you just turn down the volume and you leave it playing till the end and you like it and you put a wee comment or even just like it, that really helps, right? It helps grow the channel, and this is our channel, and it helps the right person find, wait a minute, it helps the right person find it. I'm now being drawn to these. Retreat, that came out yesterday. It's time to disconnect from the world. But I feel, again, although that looks like a dad walking down the aisle with a woman, I'm kind of, if you look far away, I'm seeing that as a couple. It's like this couple need to retreat from the world and resolve the conflict. And look, putting codependency, addictions are affecting your love life, and to put codependency behind you and rejoice. And like, look, this is all fitting, but this person, either you or your twin, is still confused. All seekers of truth experience confusion. Ask the divine to provide the answers you need. But they need to free themselves. It's time to take back control of your life. Yep. And there's that one again. That's how it ended yesterday. Be ready to receive what fate has planned for you. So if you're the person that's telling yourself you're not ready, you are ready, and it's time to make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're ready to take. Leap of faith. Flirt. Extend your light-hearted energy to others. It's safe for you to love. Right, we're ending it there because it's just the same message coming out, but it's just so that people really get it. It's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. That's both of you. If this is yours, that's both of you. It's safe for you to love. Nobody's going to try and control you. It's just time to be happy now. And you do deserve it if this is yours. Everyone deserves it. Because everyone that tunes into these, well, apart from if we've got the karmic haters watching, like, but it's like, but even you, if that is you, you deserve love too. And I'm sorry for whoever hurt you that made you act the way that you act. There's hope for everyone. Right. See you later.